How we doing today, everybody? It is March 7th, 2024. It is 11:19 here, 11:19 a.m. It is the professional trader here. I am here again with my brother Kailash. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, keeping it steady.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's always good to hear. Man, today, we had unemployment claims come out, and I know we also had Mr. Powell testifying. I didn't know that was a thing until yesterday. I know it happened yesterday, and then I know it happened again today. Did you catch any of it?
Yeah, I was listening to a little bit of it and it reminded me how funny it is. Because when you listen to them, sometimes it's a
Man.
little bit funny hearing them talk.
So
But
I
I
was like,
forgot, I missed yesterday.
okay, I was like half asleep, but
Yeah.
I was like going in and out of sleep, but I did wake up to them like arguing. One guy was arguing over it. He was supposed to get 5 minutes, but he was like,
Oh
"Nah, you got
yeah.
six." He was like, "You got 6 minutes," and it's like, bruh, like these are the guys who are making some of the biggest decisions for us arguing about 60 seconds. But what did you
Yeah.
get from that press conference though?
Oh yeah. Honestly,
I
I
knew
used to
that's.
listen to it thinking like, okay, this is some really important business. But then
Mhm,
sometimes I started hearing stuff like that, like them arguing about little minutes. And then I started realizing, to me, it's a bit in my opinion. It's like a little bit like a joke.
mhm.
But yeah, I've always hear like Powell always saying like, you're asking me questions about politics, but they're supposed to be separate from politics. So
Yeah, that's probably I was
yeah,
getting. I was like, man, they're asking him questions that I feel like he just has nothing to do with. But
yeah.
pretty interesting though. But besides that though, unemployment claims came out same as expected. So not bullish for the dollar. I think kind of going with the bearish like fundamentals that have been coming out as of late. What do you think about that?
I'm actually not sure. I've been like I haven't been really aware of like how it's been going, like the whole
Mhm.
unemployment situation.
Yeah.
But
Just
yeah.
in general overall for like the last week, like if we go back from like um last week Monday to like Friday, like just from like a fundamental standpoint, like numbers have just been like a lot cooler than expected, like as far as like the dollar goes. So
Hmm.
to me, just like anything not below expected but the same, still just kind of plays along, like last week it was 215 versus the 209 forecasted. Core PCE stayed the same, but in general, like from a fundamental standpoint, numbers wise, like you know, been seeing a lot of cooler than expected numbers for the dollar. So, like, today, just kind of like I was saying, seeing the same thing, I feel like just kind of plays more in the bearish hands, more than the bullish hands. Just my personal opinion
Yeah, because
without
I'm
like
guessing
being.
like the dollar bulls, they want to see like big differences, like big,
Right.
like scary kind of numbers. They're not
But
getting that.
it's interesting to me, just, kind of how not too long ago it was like, okay, interest rates are not coming for sure. We're seeing better than expected numbers. And then now it's just kind of not a sudden shift, but like seems like the market may be trending in a different direction. But not what was thought like a week ago, 2 weeks ago may not be what is thought right now. Would you agree or would you disagree?
I think so. And one thing I'm also have to bring up is when you like on the dollar, when you zoom out,
Hmm.
overall, we are going sideways
Yeah,
overall.
yeah.
So I think it's going to take some really big, like I think it's going to take time eventually
Mhm.
for like a big break to happen
Okay.
because we've been going sideways since the beginning, since January 2023. It's almost like we've
January.
just gone completely sideways. We've been trending on the smaller time frame, but on the monthly
Yeah,
chart, it's just been
yeah,
straight sideways.
yeah. Realistically, like from that January range, like
Mm.
in like 2 months, we really only pushed up like, 1.3%, right? And then just kind of consolidation like all around. So not the biggest movement, like you said. But one thing I do want to point out about the DXY, just kind of how, we were like moving on this side, not necessarily trending, but moving
Yeah.
like up and down like on this side blah blah blah, but like it seems like now we're starting to see a potential shift and the market isn't going this way anymore but rather starting to like kind of fall this way and start to move like more on the right side of like things. So just something that I'm noticing, maybe a potential change in the markets, but everything dollar related is kind of tanking right now. I'm in AUD USD. Yesterday I was kind of just worried about, this resistance level maybe retracing, but I was still looking for buy opportunities and I was looking to see if maybe price could retrace here before going, along once again, but never got that re-entry, so I cut off half again, but we're right back at another resistance level right here, but just with how weak the dollar is, I'm thinking this AUD USD is going to continue this uptrend, and I'll be looking to see if we could get that break. And any kind of retracement, I'll be looking to, try to add on to these next resistance levels. But, tomorrow is Friday, right? So we're getting NFP. So it will be pretty interesting to see how those numbers come out. But I've moved my stop loss to 65660. So it's a risk-free trade for me at this point. But I'll continue to manage as time goes on. But yeah, only thing I'm really looking at, I feel like there's no entries for no charts for no other positions right now. Things are just kind of moving. I feel like you were either in them or you weren't. It's hard to sell this right now. It's kind of hard to buy it. GBP USD, completely, flipped the other way, even breaking these resistances, but just kind of hard to buy right now. USD CAD, I do like to sell, but just hard to sell it exactly right now. Euro USD, if we do get that clean break, then maybe a retest that looks like an entry. Gold completely left without me. It's crazy, yeah. But I feel like the markets have quickly gone the other way, and have not given the opportunities for re-entries, yet. But um, I do just want to share my trade, and then I'm gonna give the screen to you, man, to kind of just show me what you've been
Cool,
going.
cool.
But yeah, I closed out for $35, and I have
Nice.
it running for $90 right now, man. So I am at 1% balance wise, but 2%, with the open trade. So we shall see, man. But yeah, getting closer and closer, man. But still a ways to go, man. But yeah, you able to share your screen?
Sure, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty
Appreciate you,
sure
man.
like, oh yeah, 100%. Like it feels good seeing that. And I think
Yeah, yeah.
how do I say it? I'm wondering like, if you leave the position open, do you think it's gonna like you probably need to do like a little bit more like do you think you have to put like another trade for the pass or do
Um,
you think it'd be like enough to like if it like continues running?
Man, I would have to really let it run. So I think
Yeah,
eventually, yeah, I would just because AUD USD it moves, but like it's not the most like from a pip percentage like
yeah,
wise, it's not like the most. So yeah, would probably have to look to try to add on or like diversify us somewhere else for sure.
yeah. I was actually looking at it yesterday and I was wondering I was because when you mentioned like how do I say it? Because I saw the push up and we can all see
Hmm.
like the obvious resistance is like this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got through that this morning. I was
Hmm.
also looking at the 4 hour, like those lower highs and seeing this one. Obviously, this is like a little bit of hindsight,
Yeah.
but seeing that it held above, like it broke above this resistance and it didn't
Hmm.
even pass back under it. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you can see too, there's this might be like kind of like ruined because of the new information, but before that, the highest volume area was right here of this whole location. So it's
Yeah.
interesting to see that it also held that.
Yeah. No,
Good
that is
point.
that is cool.
And I think that's probably where your stop is, right? Maybe like around that
Uh,
higher low, maybe a little bit higher.
looking at it, it looks like that's where I need to move it, but I moved it right below that first break of resistance.
Oh, that's good. That's even better
Yeah,
then. Yeah,
right
yeah.
there, like right around 65660. Or I think no, I think
Because
you're right. No, I think you're right. 65660. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. You're right.
okay.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah. So
thinking
that
like as long as it's holding above that, and you
right.
could even maybe kind of call this area too. I think it looks really good just
Yeah,
to keep
yeah,
trending.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah. I agree with you with the dollar too, 100%, because when you're mentioning it, let me see on this chart. The it really was like it was just sideways up and we were really holding these like there were it was like creating like a structure of like sideways.
Yeah.
And then once you break above it, it's like we never let's see. Once we broke above it, we never accepted back into that rectangle. We kind
Mm,
of just, the lowest point was right there.
yeah.
We created a new sideways, never going into that area,
Mm,
made a new one. But we really kind of violated it once we kind of we started breaking down. Like I remember last time we talked, we were
mm,
talking about like how like we dipped into that area and the Bulls should be trying to get out and stay
mm,
out. But
mm,
the moment that they're starting to find acceptance back in this whole sideways structure,
mm.
that's like a bit of a red flag. So it's interesting to watch that.
Do
And I
you
know
think
those
it's
monthly. Oh
do
yeah.
you think it's too early to say the dollar is bearish, or would you say we
Hmm.
are in a bear market?
So I would say technically, so we did start weekly consolidation in February.
Mm,
So how do I say it? Like I honestly, for me, I always just zoom out completely.
mm,
And on a monthly chart, I really think it's just a balance. It's a overall, it's a really large, like it's a really long-term balance.
mm,
So from this perspective, I'm kind of neutral. I'm just playing buy support, sell resistance.
uh,
And then on a weekly chart, I would still consider this bullish, or honestly, you could kind of have to say balance, but I think bulls are looking for a weekly high or low. Bulls should be looking to buy a dip off of here,
mhm,
but they need to zoom in and see signs that the daily trend is like not is like lacking follow through
yeah,
if you want to play this bullish. And in my opinion, on the daily chart, it's bearish because this is technically a daily downtrend, and I would consider this as like a daily lower high.
mhm.
So anything under 104.30, it's just simply bearish. And the
Okay,
next trade should be lower highs to find lower lows.
yeah, I like that.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
must agree with that.
I think it's this might I don't want to get too deep, but like I think because on the monthly chart overall we're sideways,
Mhm.
when you zoom in, you can find bullish setups on the weekly, you can find bearish setups on the daily. It's
Yeah,
very mixed.
yeah,
But in some other
sure.
markets, like I could say gold, because we just broke out to all-time highs, I really think gold, you cannot find a bearish argument on gold on any time frame.
Yeah,
Gold is bullish on the monthly, bullish on the 3 month. It's bullish on the daily. I mean,
yeah.
you cannot find a
Nothing
bearish argument.
conflicting. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing conflicting with gold right now for sure. Man,
But on the
it's
DXY,
left.
you can balance it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's very interesting too. And it kind of on like some Forex period, it kind of like shows itself because yes, they're bearish, but a shift in like kind of USD CAD, for example, it's bearish, but there hasn't been like the most clear shift, you
Yeah.
know, big impulse, to the market just yet, even though it is bearish. So yeah, that is interesting that you pointed that out.
Mm. And we're still the monthly. We're testing support right now on the DXY on the monthly.
Mhm.
So it's going to be interesting to see. It broke it very slightly. So I'm interested to see how, because technically, when you look on the monthly, it's shaping up a month. This is a monthly lower high being set at the moment. This 104.976. Potentially, if the dollar wants to make a downtrend, this is the lower high. It needs to break 100 to get a downtrend going.
Mm,
But I mean, that's going to take a lot of time, essentially. Yeah.
mm. So what are you looking at though? What are you trading? I know you told me you took a trade this morning. Was it the Nasdaq, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I took a NASDAQ trade on the open here. Let's see. It was just the pass back under the open. It was this one right here. So I sold right here. I sold two, and once we dropped below on the regular trading hours high from yesterday's regular trading hours high, I took off one. And then when we dropped down, we opened as a gap up. So it's more clear right here on the NASDAQ. Essentially, I just sold the pass back under the open and I closed it right here. When I zoomed in on the 15-second chart, you could see each candle was going lower, lower, lower. And once we broke the previous candle high, I took it off. Like I just kept lowering my stop loss
Uh-huh.
because we gapped up, but we're still above majority of yesterday's volume. So for me, like the sellers, they're kind of like the pressure is put on them. So on the 10-second chart, when the trade was in profit, I
Mhm.
was essentially just watching this all of these candles lower, 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 lower,
Mhm.
and I closed it out. So I have that. I only took one trade today, which was that one, which was this guy right here. So I got a good like $100 profit.
Okay.
While I'm in the trade, I'm trying my best not to look at the profit. I even make my profit. I set it in terms of like ticks, so it's
Okay,
helpful.
so you're putting take profits now?
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm lowering my stop loss. I'm not
Nice.
putting a take profit at a certain level, but
Okay.
once the trade goes in my direction, I keep lowering it, lowering it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice. Nice.
but it's been good. I took another like ES, like the S&P trade, and really small trade. So on that account, I'm only up like $19. On the
Uh-huh.
other one, I was up 100. So I'm calling it like a day.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's not bad at all. Do you have any setups that you're waiting on? Do you have anything that you're liking at the moment, or are you just on your hands right now?
Yeah, right now doing nothing. Bulls are in full control. The
Hmm.
let's see, on the daily chart. I did have a trade the other day, which was a perfect entry. I raised my stop loss just a little bit too impatiently, just missed it by 1 minute, and I had a buy on the Nasdaq. It was right here on the daily chart. I bought that right at the low, raised
Hmm.
my stop loss just by a little bit. It could have been a good swing trade to get going for today. Would have been like a
Hmm.
lot of profit, but stopped out of that. But it looks very bullish. I mean, all you need to do is just break these highs on the Nasdaq, and it's still new all-time highs. The Russell 2000, I had a swing trade yesterday, which I stopped out of. Um, because I bought five of the micro positions on the Russell,
Uh-huh.
and I closed out four out of five, and I left one as a runner to keep going, but I stopped out of that this morning.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of like wicked me out a little bit. But
How
I
much
think,
is a sorry?
yeah.
How much is
Oh
a
yeah, go.
contract for the Russell for the mini for the
So for
mini
this one, the mini one, they're five. So the price of Russell is 2,000. So the mini is five times 2,000, which is 10,000. So it's a
contract?
nice round number.
Okay.
So I had five of those on, and I just took off like, and since I'm working on like the 1 minute time frame, my
Mm-hmm.
risk is not too much. But yeah, I just took off four out of five of those.
So five, so like per pip, does that mean
Yeah.
it, it's it's
$25.
it's $25? Okay, so
Yeah.
thanks. So that's still pretty expensive for a minis contract, no?
It is, yeah. So the larger one is 50. So each point that the thing moves, it moves
It's 50.
$50.
Yeah, for the regular contract.
Yeah. And
And
actually, usually with this one, usually I put on two. I only use two on my regular size positions.
two
So
contracts.
that gets me, yeah, so that gives me $10 per pip essentially. So I took one of those
Mhm.
trades this morning. You can see, let's see right here.
So is it $10 per pip or $25 per pip? I'm a little confused.
So it's $5 per pip for
It's
one.
$5. So
Yeah,
one contract is $5 per pip.
yeah,
Okay. And what is it
exactly.
for the regular contract?
The regular one, it's $50.
It's so from 5 to 50.
Exactly. So I
Crazy.
never want to use the regular ones.
Yeah,
The
crazy.
people that I watch trade, they trade two or three of the regular ones.
That's
So
crazy.
they're moving $100 per pip
Yeah,
or per
yeah,
point essentially.
yeah. Per point,
And
yeah,
it gets
that.
crazy. But they started off using the smaller ones. So
Yeah,
they kind of
definitely.
like got better at it. But
Mhm.
with this trade right here, I did 2083. I closed it like one lower, 1 point lower. So that was $20
Okay.
just using two of those contracts.
Nice, nice,
But
nice.
yeah.
How is your funded one going? Is that the one
Let's
you just
see.
showed?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this one, I'm still honestly kind of flat, like 50,270.
Okay. What's the
So it's been
target goal
good.
again?
So for this one, you have to get it's $53,000.
Okay, okay.
So when you get to $53,000, this one, they actually upgrade you to a $100,000 account.
Hmm.
which is good. I like that. And you get to withdraw this money. The minimum withdrawal on this one is $100,
Mhm.
but the losses they trail. You know what I mean? Like the max loss on this account, I
Oh,
can't
okay.
go below 48,000.
Even if you make, even as you go up,
And as you go up, it
it
increases
trails
along
up.
with you.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, that's yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But once you
Okay.
get the $100,000 account, you can keep that account. So it's actually better if I even show you like my other account. I have $490 profit. I've been working more on this one. The profits have been better on this one.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I had $100 day. Today, I had $100 day. But with this one, once you get past $52,000 of profit, the max drawdown stops trailing up.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So once I
Man.
get past 52,000, if I go to $54,000 profit and
Mhm.
I fall back down to 52,000, there's like, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to lose your account because
Yeah, yeah.
you lose a
Hmm.
certain amount, which is
Yeah, that's
that's
nice.
all I want.
Man, I've been thinking about going cause so originally I wanted to pass this challenge before I started another one, but I've
Yeah.
been thinking about just maybe purchasing another one. I know funding traders. So actually I heard that the blueberry markets got taken off. Well, I'm not sure if you heard of that platform, the blueberry
I've
markets.
heard it once,
Yeah, I
but
heard that
is it
got
like a
taken
funding
off.
thing?
So
Oh,
not a fun I think it's a platform
oh, it's like an
where
actual like you can just get like a brokerage, like a
I
regular.
believe so. I
Okay,
believe
I've heard
so.
of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they got removed. So, but I'm looking into starting another one, maybe even before I pass this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still just torn between, should I go on the futures route or should I look for another Forex prop firm to try to get funded on as well? But
The worst part is that trailing drawdown. That's honestly the worst part.
yeah,
But you have to just trade small and take those small wins and add them
yeah,
up.
yeah. But tomorrow we have NFP. Let's see, we have a wow, that's a big change in the previous forecast from what's forecasted this time from 353 to 198. So it'll be interesting to see if it's hotter than expected, cooler than expected. With the way the market's already moving, if we see a cooler than expected number, then I think we're gonna have one of those Freaky Fridays that they like to call it in
Yeah.
the markets for sure. But it'll be pretty interesting. There's really no trade for me right now other than kind of just managing my AUD USD trade. So I kind of just have to watch things go on without me. But yeah, that's that. I'm looking at Bitcoin real quick, man. I had a position that I didn't take, but I just kind of drew it up from when the market had pulled back. It's doing well, man.
Oh,
I think Bitcoin is gonna continue, man. I wish I would have took the trade, but
oh
I
wow.
didn't. But
That
yeah.
I watched that drop happen. That was
Mhm.
yeah, I remember that.
I
It
was
it
on
hit
Twitter
all-time highs just like just a little bit.
just a little
Bam,
bit.
they slammed it.
I saw on Twitter that some guy withdrew like a lot of Bitcoin, and that's what like just kind of made it tank real quick. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Yeah.
pretty interesting. But man, maybe if you're free tomorrow after the numbers come out, we could do another
Oh
post
yeah, yeah.
reaction. Yeah, see how these numbers come out. But yeah, man, I think that's my time on the markets for today. I'll come back tonight, see how they're looking for sure. But yeah,
All
man,
right,
I
cool,
appreciate
cool.
you, man, for taking the time to speak with me, man.
For sure, yeah, yeah. Things have been
Yes,
good. Just
sir.
got to keep them
Yes,
that
sir.
way and then
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I'll check in with you tomorrow. Appreciate to everybody who was watching. See you guys on the next one.
All right.